My name is Jenna Pilant, and I'm a style-crazed full-time creative living in sunny San Diego. In 2016, my husband and I purchased our forever home, and now, in between balancing my upholstery business, our 4 dogs, and just life in general, I'm going to renovate our home room by room, project by project myself, with some fun help from a few of my friends along the way. And I'm going to share it all with you right here on YouTube. So, are you ready to see a room bloom?
All right, home enthusiasts, the master bedroom renovation project is well underway. We completed all the rough work in episode 15, installed both the new carpeting and the accent walls wallpaper in episode 16, which only leaves us with really one last big project before the master bedroom's big reveal. And that project, of course, deals with upholstery. For those of you new to Room Bloom, you might not know that before I started home renovating, I was simply an upholsterer by trade and have been running my own upholstery business, Homebird Upholstery, full-time since 2012. So of course, with all my home renovation projects, I like to include at least one-of-a-kind upholstery project as well. Ever since we moved into this house back in 2016, this upholstery project idea has been at the forefront of my mind's eye. I just could not shake it, y'all, and still haven't seen anything like it on neither the web or good old Pinterest. So here's how the idea came to be. There's this very specific angle that you see throughout our home. It's most noticeable in the family room with the fireplace and the pony wall opening. It's also visible in the pitch of the master bedroom ceiling, and is why I think my brain just naturally dreamt up matching the angle of the roof with the bed's headboard. Sometimes I don't fully understand why my brain works the way it does, but it sure does make for fun interior designs. To start this headboard footboard upholstery project, my upholstery colleague Doug and I went to my favorite local lumber yard in San Marcos called Soroyan Hardwoods, where I hand selected each piece of poplar wood myself.
Wow, 146. Good one. And look at Mr. Doug. This thing is so awkward to maneuver.
Got it.
Sir, can I see your driver's license, please?
Once back to the Palma Valley woodshop, my woodshop buddy Dawn Brown and I got to cutting the poplar for this unusual upholstery project, spending a good part of the whole day on both the table saw and circular saw, first cutting out all the long pieces for the headboard, followed by cutting some 6-inch pieces for horizontal support as well. The following day, Dawn and I tag-teamed assembling each panel of the headboard's 10 individual panels, finishing in about 2 hours' time, allowing me the rest of the day to start on the actual upholstery portion of the project, using each of the 10 panels as a template for cutting out the foam. After all the foam was cut, I made the unfortunate realization that I would need to completely assemble the headboard in order to prep it for both its foam and wall installation, which wasn't ideal and such a time suck because I was MacGyvering its assembly with these countertop bolts. But I could not see any way around it, so I put the entire headboard together and attached its 2 French cleats. That way I could lean the headboard up against the wall and figure out exactly where the French cleats needed to be installed. Again, such a killer of time, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Once the male side of the French cleats were installed to the wall, I laid the headboard back on the floor and started using scrap cuts of fabric to create a backing for the foam. That way the foam has something to rest against and won't push through the panel's frame as I stretch the upholstery fabric around it. Next, it was all about cutting out the headboard's fabric, which entailed 10 different colored velvets provided by Greenhouse Fabrics in High Point, North Carolina. I pulled each of these 10 colors directly from the accent walls wallpaper and just knew that velvet was the exact type of textile to use in order to enrich our master bedroom into a very luxe space. Then after the headboard was fully upholstered and reassembled, back to the Palma Valley wood shop I went to create not only the footboard portion of the master bedroom's bed, but also the last minute addition of some sideboards as well. You see, we have a sleep number bed, and I hadn't fully realized there wasn't really a way to attach the footboard to the bed's front. We ended up coming up with a plan to attach the footboard to sideboards that would then attach technically where the headboard would be if it wasn't hanging via the wall. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, it will. You'll see. Anyway, the last minute problem solving meant more time in the wood shop, gluing together multiple pieces of wood in order to create these king size long sideboards that are also 15 inches tall. Then some more cutting of poplar for the footboard pieces, and of course additional assembly. But now that I had more of a grasp on how to construct this creative idea, I felt better equipped to wrap up this upholstery project. I assembled each of the shorter in height footboard panels myself and then started covering them with the same velvets as the headboard. The sideboards were a little bit more tricky due to their overall size and weight, but I still used the same upholstery technique that I used for both the headboard and the footboard. Adhering the cut foam first to the sideboard with spray glue. Next, gluing the Dacron to the foam, and then stretching the sewed velvet casing around the entire sideboard structure, finishing off the backs of the sideboards with a dust cover material. Then with the help of my upholstery colleague Doug, we finished assembling this wild hair of an upholstery idea, attaching the ends of the sideboards first, using the part of the bed frame originally in place for the headboard itself. Next, we installed L-shaped brackets to the inside of the sideboards, and then attached the newly formed footboard to those said brackets. Then a quick test to see if our MacGyver of a concept actually worked. Yeah! Woo! Woohoo! We got ourselves a footboard! We got a footboard! Yeah! Woo! I am so elated, y'all, that my headboard footboard concept actually panned out. Ah, such a rad feeling. Now all that's left is pretty much bedding, furniture staging, some artwork here and there, and then we'll be ready to see our master bedroom grow from blah to da-da. Join me back here next episode for the master bedroom's big room bloom reveal. I have a feeling it's gonna rock your colorful socks right off.